So you want to be a game developer. You installed Godot because it's free and open source. You started playing around, but something clicked. That dumb game idea you had, it is starting to feel like a cool concept. Same here, man. That's exactly where I'm at. And this video is going to be for both of us. I will be sharing everything I'm learning and how I'm learning and all the struggles. We will be diving into main nodes, scripting basics, and essentials of game developing in Godot. Everything you will learn here, it's versatile. There are countless ways to use them, and some things are so important that every game have them. This won't be the best tutorial out there. Sometimes I even struggle with words, but honestly this is something I wished I knew when I was starting, which is like 1 month ago. Now before we dive into exciting stuff, let's fix important project settings in Godot that I know you skipped because of your excitement. I did too, so let's fix them.
Let's just start with the first and obvious things that you should change in your game. Let's go to project setting, config. First of all, obviously the name. I'm gonna name my app Nirmal or Nirma. Nirma, let's go with Nirma. For the icon, you should obviously focus on this thing. This is the first thing that users will see, so make sure this is perfect. Okay, just like me, I took like 4 hours to make this the icon. So we're gonna set this as the icon. I'm gonna copy this in my user file for this game, and I'm gonna set this as my icon tag. You also will have to change main menu. If you create a main menu for the game, make sure you set that as your main menu. The third thing the user will see is boot splash. Now you can set it as black. If your app is really lightweight and it doesn't need any kind of loading, then setting black color is fine. But if your app needs little bit of loading, then setting an image is a good idea. It will act as branding and also help the app load stuff. This monitor looks fine. You can also set a delay, and after this comes the most important thing, windows. This thing will depend on your game. If you're making a 2D game, 3D game, or 2D pixel art game, what kind of game you are making, basically height and width of your game, what kind of mode your game will use, and there are a lot of settings. I haven't changed anything. The thing that I have changed is only stretch. Basically it makes my game fit all kind of screen. It will basically stretch the game. I want vertical, horizontal, both stretching, so I have set it as expand and scaling. I don't really need it, but I'm using. This is Future Babul here. I just came here to explain a little bit more about stretching. Stretching is basically what allows your game to fit all kind of screen sizes. But this only works well for monitor, or I should say most of the monitor, because they typically follow the same aspect ratio, which is 16:9. For example, let's play the game. Let me mute the game. Okay, you will learn about these UIs in future, by the way. Let's say this is 1080p monitor. The game will fit this monitor perfectly. But let's say another user installs this game and his screen is 2K. So the screen will be bigger, but the aspect ratio will still remain the same. Or same goes for a 4K and 8K monitor. The aspect ratio will still remain the same. Stretching is going to lower your game quality, but come on guys, we can't develop a 8K game. It's resource expensive, resource intensive. Anyways, this is not why I time traveled. Okay, I'm here because of mobile developing. Unlike monitors, mobile devices doesn't follow any 16:9 aspect ratio. Every device have different height to width ratio, and this can cause problem for us. It will introduce this extra space which the user will see. Normally it will be a black screen, which will look really weird, so we need to fix this. I don't really know how I'm going to do this, but I think the camera can be a really good place to start. So let's just right click and child camera, and I think we should put it on the top. Now what? I think this pink box, this is the border of the camera, and if we play the screen, yeah, this is the border of the camera. You can see this part is visible and it's mostly gray, but I think it will be black in on the phone. Now how does this react with the scaling? Okay, I think this is manageable. By manageable I mean I can zoom in little bit, which should fix it. But how should I center this artwork that I have? Should I center every artwork separately, or should I change the camera position? I think I should change the camera position. I don't think you know, changing the assets position will be a good idea, because there are multiple script attached to these things. So let's just try to fix the camera. Should I do it from offset or transform position? I think transform position is better, because I think we can just divide the value. And okay, so I think now it's centered. So if we play the game, yeah, it's totally centered. It's like nothing changed. Oh, by the way, the UI, you can see UI is also reacting. You can see the UI is still on the top corner, which is a good thing. So let's just focus on the main reason why I added the camera. So where is zoom in? Limit, I think limit is something which will be useful in future. Zoom in, so let's try to zoom in just a little bit, like a pinchy bit. If we now play the scene, you can see it's zoomed in. So if the screen is wide, I think there will be no black borders. Now I know zoom in will cut out some part of this canvas, but I don't really care about this top part. So if this part is not in the game, it's totally fine by me. So I'm gonna just position the camera down so the top part gets cut out. Let's just first zoom out a little bit, and now we can go here and change position. And now if we enable all these layers and play the scene, yeah, so you can see the top part is not on the screen, and everything from the bottom is in the screen. So this is what I was trying to achieve. Now I know there is a still black border here and there, but this is all about now zooming in and positioning the camera perfectly, finding the sweet spot, not point. Dragging is something that I want to add. Drag, in like a COC Clash of Clan game, you can drag. So I want to add that feature, but not now. I think I will do it in future, and I will do it now, but you will see it later in the video.
Now we are going to learn about Area 2D and collision. I hope you have watched my devlog 1, so you know exactly what I am trying to achieve with the game and what are the obstacles I am facing. Anyways, Area 2D and collisions are like the fundament of creating games or adding interaction in the game. First of all, Area 2D, as the name suggests, it's a 2D area in your game. You can set the shape and size of this area. Think of this node like a monk who looks at every object that enters the area or leaves the area or overlaps the area, and you can basically program it. So if player enters the area, XYZ will happen, and if he leaves the area, XYZ will happen, and if he overlaps the area, XYZ will happen. And it's not only about player, you can do multiple things. Like in my game, I don't have any player, but without this my game will be like an image because you can't interact. And collision is basically what makes the body and object in your game interact with each other. Like two objects have collision node on them, and if they collide, you can program that. For example, if bullet collides with your player body, then your player will take damage. You know, wall hack, it's done by removing collision from the game so the player can phase through the walls. Now that the Parvachan explanation is done, let's get back to struggling.
So I'm done adding dirty scenes for monitor. Let's play it. You can see monitor is slowly getting dirty. Keyboard is also getting dirty. But the problem that we have right now is that if I click anywhere on the screen, both the monitor and the keyboard will get cleaned, which we don't want. It is a really bad thing because the monitor needs its own area where you can click and clean the monitor and the monitor only. And keyboard needs its own area. And to do that, I'm gonna watch this Area 2D tutorial on YouTube, and I will be back when I complete it. So the Area 2D part was really easy. It was far easy than I thought. Right now you can see both the keyboard and the monitor is dirty, and if I try to clean it, the monitor got clean, but the keyboard is not getting clean. And I'm clicking everywhere, it is not getting clean. But if I click on the keyboard, boom. It was really easy, but sadly I didn't record it. But I'm sure when I do it for the monitor, then I will make sure to record it. So the future Babul, if you have recorded it, please play it now. Basically right click on it, add a child node, and we don't need collision, we need Area 2D, and on Area 2D we need collision need a shape. I'm not going to use the custom one, I'm just going to use a simple rectangle one, and we can just trace the monitor. Okay, so now we need to go in the script. This is the script of the monitor, and we need to modify this part of the monitor. I think we can just comment out everything. I don't know how to do that. Okay, so Control K is the shortcut. To add this, we need to create function. What was the name of area? Okay, we need to add this one here. Double click, monitor, yeah, connect. Okay, so we don't even need to write the function. Okay, and in the pass section we can just copy from here to here. Okay, to remove multiple things with the comment, you can select all of them and press Ctrl K, and it should remove them. Okay, so let's just try to reload it and let the screen get dirty. Okay, little bit more so we can see the change. Okay, so I'm gonna click here. Let's hope it doesn't get cleaned. Okay, so it is not getting, I'm clicking by the way, it is not getting cleaned anywhere, and if I click here, it got cleaned. Before we wrap up, I want to let you all know that I will be unlisting this video soon. The reason is that I don't want to clutter my YouTube channel with devlogs. This video is just 2-hour snippet from the original devlog, which has over 35 hours of footage. And editing that much footage will take quite some time, so I have decided to break it into smaller pieces. So I will be unlisting the old video as soon as I post the new one. You can still find all of these videos in this playlist, so feel free to save this playlist and bookmark it for easy access. And also, while you are doing that, why don't you subscribe to the channel? We are really close to 300.